morning, everybody. Rise and shine. Today we're playing round 10 of the Chess Olympiad and we are facing Belgium. It's going to be a difficult game because my opponent has won, well, a lot of games. She's on 8 out of 9 points. So she's doing fantastic. She's rated 2100, but I'm going to give it my very best. Now, for the past 3 hours, I have just been preparing. So I'm about to go to the playing hall right now. Wish me luck. I hope that Sweden wins. Wish me luck. I just finished my game and today we were facing the country of Belgium, and this was going to be a difficult match because, well, they've been playing pretty well, and especially my opponent, who was Women FIDE Master Tiani Ruke. I am so sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong. She was rated 2110 and she had had a fantastic tournament prior to this game. She was on 8 out of 9 points, beating 2200s, high 2200s, drawing 2200s, well, yeah, she had just played fantastic and then beaten all the lower rated players. So she was doing fantastic and she was the person in Belgium's team that was performing the best. So I knew that I would probably have a bit of a difficult game. So I was expecting her to play the King's Indian, and I decided that I wanted to play something that I've never played before so that she wouldn't have any preparation. I wanted to play just a game against her. No preparation. So I went d4 and she went knight f6. I played c4, she went g6, knight c3, bishop g7, e4, and d6. And now we have the King's Indian. Now, for the team of Sweden, it was really important for us to win today. We had to go for the win, because if we didn't win today, then we would just end up with a really bad standing probably. So today's match was really important because of that, and so we all went in okay, we gotta try to win. So I went bishop e2 here, which was the move that was a little bit different from what I've played before. Typically here I play the move h3, but I decided to go for bishop e2 to get something a little bit new. So she went knight bd7, I played bishop e3, she played e5, I went d5, and then here I went queen c2. I was thinking of maybe going f3, but then I thought she might be able to go knight over here. So she played a5 to prevent me from kicking away her knight, and then I play this move h4. And now the idea is that I want to play h5. So if she doesn't, go h5 herself, I will push that pawn, and that pawn will be filled with dreams. It will be the greatest pawn ever. So she went h5. And I decided to go f3. So she went knight d7 here, and in this moment I actually really should have played the move queen d2. I didn't realize that after castles and bishop h6 that now this is actually pretty okay for her. So I should have gone queen d2 to control the square so that she could never ever trade off the bishops, and then I should have gone long castles, and then gone knight h3, knight f2, and then this would have been a different game. But I went long castles here and she went bishop h6, and now this was a bit annoying because I realized that now this was probably pretty fine for her, so I really shouldn't have traded off these bishops. So in this position I decided to go queen d2. I thought that I kind of had to prevent her from going g5, which I don't really think I maybe did. I could maybe have just gone g3 and then just played everything with this rook being over here. But I went queen d2 here, and after rook h8, I went for the move g3. And the idea of this is that I want to move out my knight, but I need to defend this pawn. And I also might have some hopes and dreams of playing f4. Now that the king is in the center and that she can't castle, I might want to do something like this in the future. So she played queen e7 here, and I decided to get my knight out. I spent quite a lot of time thinking because I wasn't really exactly sure what the plan was. But so I went knight h3, knight f2, and now all my pieces are out and I've gone rid of the development. Now it's all done. So now it was time for me to figure out a plan. And it wasn't so easy because initially my plan was to play f4, but if I play f4 here, this could actually get really tricky because in certain moments you might play a3 and then queen f6, and then this diagonal could get really weak for me, so I didn't want to do that. So I decided to go for the move queen g5, because I thought, okay, if she takes here, then I might be slightly better because I might be able to play against this pawn. But she moved out her bishop instead. And now was the kind of key moment because here I should probably have gone for the move king c2. And basically the idea here is that I'm going to trade off the queens anyways. So I might as well have a bit of a more active king and threaten to go b4 so that my king is defending the square if she recaptures en passant. Which, by the way, all of you know what en passant is, right? Because I sometimes see a lot of people saying, Anna, you made an illegal move. And I'm like, no, I did not. But you know what en passant is, right? Okay. Just want to make sure. But yeah, I didn't do this, and instead I went for this move g4, and this was maybe not the greatest move, but it's not really a bad move. The idea is just that I'm able to basically play against this pawn. I thought she was going to take it with the g-pawn. Basically, the idea is that I just get to play against this pawn. I go rook h1, she goes rook h8, and now I'm kind of playing against this. So here, I was not really sure exactly what to do. Maybe here I should go king c2. But I was a bit worried that she would go f6 and that then after takes, her king would be marching down. I don't know, like this looks a bit crazy, but like if the king just gets in, it's like, what's going on? So I decided to go for the move f4 to trade off a bunch of pawns because I felt like this was the safest thing to do. And the idea of f4 is that I'm opening up the diagonal for this bishop, so I will end up sacrificing the c4 pawn, but I have the move knight e2, immediately re-winning this pawn. And here she should definitely have played something like f6, I think. But she didn't do that. Instead, she moved the knight up to e5, and so I took the pawn. Still, I was expecting her to go f6. She didn't do that. Instead, she played bishop b5. And now it was crucial for me to understand what was about to happen. Because this, even though the eval bar is saying that it's completely equal, like this is slightly uncomfortable for me. I need to realize here that I need to right now bring my king up and I need to go a3. Okay, I need to put my pawn here. And this is a bit of a weird thing to do because I'm giving up this square for the knight or the bishop forever, which is a really beautiful square. But that is everything that it is. It's just a beautiful square that is not really doing much. It's just beautiful but not useful, kind of. So I kind of thought, okay, this took me actually like 8-9 minutes to figure out, and I only had 10, so it's not like I had a lot of time to spare. But I was really happy when I figured this out because when I did, I thought, okay, I'm fine. So I went king c2, she played bishop c4. Now I went a3, she played bishop check, which I was really happy about because I got to bring my king up. And then she went bishop a2. And here I decided to kind of reshuffle. I'm not really sure if it's the right thing to do. Maybe I could go something like bishop d1 now and try to go king b4 and then attack this pawn. I'm not really sure. I went knight e2 with the idea of putting my knight on g3. I was a bit worried that she would be able to go bishop b1 and threaten this pawn. So I went knight here. She played bishop b1. I played knight g3. Now I also thought that I'd have this square, and she played king f8. And here I played bishop d1. Yeah, just the threat of maybe going king b4 at some point. She played king g7 to get her king to g6. Really important that I don't really allow her to go king g6, I think, because if I do, I'm almost losing this pawn. So I went back to h5, and I thought she would play f6 here, and because I was thinking here that if I go knight f5 check, king here, takes, bishop takes here, like I wasn't really sure what was going on here. Looks a bit scary though to allow this, but yeah. Anyways, a little bit confusing. But she didn't do that. Instead, she just played knight g6. I went knight check, king up. Now king d4, very important. Threatening this pawn, defending this pawn. The knight went back. I went knight e3. And in this position, I basically, well, a little bit before, I had seen that both Lavinia, our board 4, and my mom, our board 1, had won, which meant that there's only 2 remaining boards. Board 3, which is the one I'm playing in, and board 2, where Inna was playing. One of us just needed to get a draw, and then we would win the match, because we only need 2.5 points to win the match. So I was just going for the draw at this point, because I just wanted, you know, the team to win, and also this position is really drawish. But here, she just started checking and going back and forth, and after us repeating 3 times, it just became a draw. And I was like, wow, well, that's great. Now Sweden wins. I was really confused. I thought she was going to try to push for the win or something because she needed to win for her team to tie, like to have a chance to tie. But she just drew. And so I was like, okay, well, that's great. I guess we win. And then also board 2, Inna ended up losing. So it was actually crucial that I drew this game because otherwise we wouldn't have won the match. But now we won the match, which is amazing. I'm really happy about that. And yeah, I mean, this girl, she's on 8.5 points out of 10, which is actually the same score as my mom has. She's also doing a good tournament. But yeah, just really good stuff. Some people are asking me, Anna, how are you doing in the tournament? I'm doing okay. I'm not doing horrible. I'm doing okay. I'm losing like 4 points of rating right now, or 5. Maybe 10. I'm not sure, but I'm not losing a lot. I'm doing a performance that is around my rating. So I'm basically doing as expected. But tomorrow we're facing Mongolia. And I'll probably play like a 2300. So that is when it'll be, you know, the moment for me to hopefully maybe try to score something there. That would be amazing. So yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this. This is round 10 of the Olympiad. Tomorrow we're playing the final round. It'll be like the last day of the Olympiad. I can't believe it's coming to an end, but it's been so amazing. Hopefully we do well and we can get a good final standing. So wish me luck in the comments down below, and I'll see you all for the recap of the final round. Bye-bye. Also subscribe, please. Thank you.